1 out of 53. Now, Clippers have the basketball to start the second half. See what they can do with it now. The same five that started the game. Norman and Smith the forwards. Bannister the center. Garrick and Grant are the guards. 9 in the shot clock. Smith goes to work against Caldwell Jones and misses. Duckworth had it, lost it to Bannister, out of bounds. It'll go to Portland.
That's kind of a typical picture there of what we've seen the whole game. 4 white jerseys going after that ball and 1 red jersey for the Clippers. Well, it's got to get better in the second half, doesn't it?
I hope so. Be more fun for everybody. Terry Porter brings the ball up. Porter had a terrific first half. Double figures in assists, 10 points, 10, 5 rebounds. Bannister gets the rebound. The big man dribbles it up.
Give it up.
Grant to Garrick. Gets it blocked by Porter. What a game he's having. 2-on-1. Smith is back.
Well, that's the way to move that ball. Charles Smith played it really well from a defensive standpoint, and then they had the trailer Duckworth coming in. They capitalized on it very nicely.
He kept waiting for another red jersey, any red jersey.
Nobody showed up.
Grant can't get it. Smith can. I think Charles brought the flight today. 68-44 the Blazers. But all Portland. They jumped out 10-0 and really have hardly had to break a sweat since. Ken Norman gets a rebound. Kenny, after getting no points in the first half against the Lakers, had 2 in the first half tonight. Grant gets it blocked. Gee whiz.
I think I've heard you say that before.
Been a tough night. 7 blocked shots for Portland. Grant over Smith. Another Blazer rebound and 4 more white jerseys.
Clippers don't have a blocked shot yet in the ball game.
Give Drexler a lot of time.
Look at how much time each of them has.
Any one of them
Too much time.
Shot. Somebody standing watching. It was Duckworth in the left.
Well, Duckworth and Caldwell Jones both, and they're pleading with one of their teammates who's wide open to take the shot. Golly, guys.
Getting tired of standing here. 68-44 Portland. Maybe Rick Adelman has this ball club getting together at just the right time.
Yeah, this is the time.
Another block. That's 9 in the game. Bannister to the hole for 2, but he travels. Block after block after block.
Ken Norman got up slowly. I think his elbow smacked down on this hard floor here.
His back's been bothering a bit too. Duckworth.
Well, that's not pretty to see. You know, you can break down from an offensive standpoint, but the one thing that you must do every night is you've got to go hard from a defensive end. And that should be all 5 guys out there, talking, communicating, hustling, helping one another.
Smith will miss it, but go to the line. Caldwell Jones will get the foul, his 3rd. The Clippers schedule, and there are only 7 games to go counting tonight. The Golden State Warriors, a real surprise team, will be in town on Thursday night. We'll have that one for you in the Z channel starting at 7:30. The Lakers with Kareem's final appearance at the LA Sports Arena on Saturday night. Monday night, Tuesday night, back-to-back games against the Utah Jazz, home and road. Fan Appreciation Night a week from Friday against Seattle. And then close at Sacramento, a week from Saturday. 70-45. Drexler goes for 2 more. They're not going to allow it. Offensive interference on Drexler.
The fans didn't like it one bit. Neither did the Portland coaching staff. Clyde didn't say a word.
What the heck? It's just 2 points. I got plenty of them already.
Yeah, we've got a big enough lead.
Gary Grant, who struggled tonight, brings it up. 2 assists, 4 turnovers. And Gary 1 of 7 from the floor. Smith to Garrick for 2.
That's good pass.
Yeah, made that 1 extra pass, and Garrick gets his first field goal. 70-47. Terry Porter has to go through his hands. Grant goes after it. Porter comes up, and the Porter's very strong. Kersey lets it fly for 2 more. 72-47.
Kersey's not your usual outside shooter.
They're getting a lot better. 18 feet and in. He's come into the league.
Really improved.
Drexler too.
Signed both of them signed big contracts.
Charles Smith, the Bannister who misses. They beat the buzzer but don't get the prize. Kersey loses it to Garrick. Ahead to Grant. Smith. 2. And a chance for more.
Duckworth talking again to the official.
4 fouls on Kevin.
Kevin better be careful. He's liable to get the quick exit from this ball game if he keeps it up.
Yeah, 1 more technical foul and he's through.
That sure was not a lot of contact on that play. If there had not been a call there, I don't think a soul would have complained, including Charles Smith.
Quentin Daly into the ball game for LA. Tom Garrick goes out at shooting guard. Charles' top game of the year, 30 points. Right at the start of the season.
Boy, he's closing in on that, 24.
Yeah. 72-50 the Blazers. Lots of contact in there. Bannister pulls it down. Gotta like what you seen of Ken Bannister last night and tonight. Look at an NBA player. Coach Joe Robertson, he's a keeper.
Yeah. Ken Bannister said, I've got to have a lot of heart. There's a pass.
And there's a strip of the ball by Kersey. Suddenly, Kenny Norman's being tentative.
Kenny sure had a slow first half last night against the Lakers.
Yeah. 0 last night in the first half, 2 tonight in the first half. Give him an earlier wake-up call. Norman has been so consistent all season
He's
long.
been the man.
Yeah. Quentin Daly gets it.
1 out of 3 in the first half.
Lead is 20. Steal by Charles Smith. The Clippers have the numbers here. Grant. Smith, 2.
That's the kind of a pass from Portland's standpoint that allows another team to get back into the game. Very careless, as if they've got a real big lead and there's no problem.
Well, it was 25 points a minute ago. Now it's down to 18. The Blazers on top, 72-54.
Is that his high?
30 is his high, yeah.
Think we'll be having a post-game guest tonight?
Yeah. Gonna bring Rob Lockout. Rob Lockout, I like that.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. That's what they're going to do. That's what Casey's going to do to the whole team.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, 7 in a row. Our team is red hot. The mailman delivers at the Sports Arena on Monday, April 17th at 7:30. Karl Malone, John Stockton, the powerful Utah Jazz battle these young running Clippers who kind of running in cement tonight, but they've been running like crazy at home of late. Good seats are still available at all Ticketmaster outlets at May Company and Music Plus. Or by calling 213-480-3232 or 714-740-2000.
Clippers on a little bit of a roll here, Ralph.
7 straight points for the Clips in less than 2 minutes.
Doesn't have Coach Casey smiling yet, but not as bad as it was.
So Kersey will bring it in. February of '81, the last time the Clippers won here, Paul Silas was the head coach.
Boy.
Jimmy Lynam never got a win here. Don Chaney never got a win here. James Hugh in the second time around never got a win here. Casey trying for the first time tonight.
Here comes a double
Another
team.
steal. Grant behind the pack. Caldwell Jones in retreat. Oh, nice move by Gary Grant. He knew that Caldwell had a beat on him. And Norman gets his second field goal. Hey, that's 9 in a row.
You bet.
In 2 minutes.
Little activity here from a defensive standpoint.
Illegal defense warning against Los Angeles. It's on Quinton Dailey. Q complaining to Hugh Hollins about it, explaining what he was doing. Hugh was explaining what he wasn't doing. He's looking to call it on Charles Smith rather than Quinton. So Quinton can look at the coach and say, wasn't my fault. Clyde Drexler will bring it in front of the Portland bench.
It's unusual to see an official stop right in the middle of the, as he was walking over to give the ball out of bounds and explain a situation to a player like that.
Duckworth and Bannister battling inside, and Duckworth wins the battle in the war. 74-56. Gary Grant's up court for the Los Angeles Clippers. He's had 3 assists during this run. Out front to Dailey. Finds the open Ken Norman. Smith goes after it. Porter saves it to Caldwell Jones. The Blazers will bring it back up court. Jones inside, knocked away, recovered by Duckworth, knocked away, steal by Gary Grant. The Clippers running again. Grant all the way to Smith. Gets it blocked by Caldwell Jones. What an offensive gem by the 38-year-old veteran. Duckworth at the other end to Drexler. Drive, miss, rebound Quinton Dailey for the Clippers. He gets it midcourt. It's 4-on-2. Bounce to Bannister. By Caldwell Jones again, but he gets the foul. CJ gets his 4th foul.
Well, from the Clippers standpoint, if you don't succeed at first, just try again. You know, I think the first one was goaltending. Let's see if he pins that ball against the backboard.
Hard to tell.
Hard to tell from that angle. But there was no call. And the second one, Ken Bannister said, let's see you get this one. Called, was it all right?
Not bad for a guy at 38. Bannister will shoot 2, and he's made 3 out of 4. No kidding. That's perfect. He hasn't touched anything but the bottom of the net his last 4.
Who said he's got problems from the free throw line?
He's had a career's worth.
Look at this.
I got my stroke going. 74-58. The Blazers lead is down to 16. It was 25. 5:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. Clippers half-court trap has been paying some dividends here.
Well, it certainly picked the tempo up in favor of the Clippers.
Duckworth.
Duckworth has got a real different kind of a shot. Just pushes that ball up there.
76-58 Portland. Quinton
A lot
Dailey.
of success with it.
Into Charles Smith having a big night. In and out. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It's going to go to
Hugh Hollins. Yep. Official underneath was going to give it to the Clippers.
Steve Johnson will come in, and Caldwell Jones will come out. It's a nice hand. CJ doing okay. Porter gets the ball ahead to Drexler. Steve Johnson, right hand hook, in and out. Drexler won't go, comes back to Duckworth. Kersey's fouled and he scores.
Too many tries. Boy, that first follow attempt, was it Drexler or Kersey? Coming from outside. Kersey, man, he was high above the rim. Duckworth bringing that ball down into the lane, and Kersey was right there.
Clipper foul on Quinton Dailey. Terry Porter has 10 points, 13 assists, 8 rebounds. 2 rebounds short of a triple-double. He has 4 triple-doubles logged so far this year.
Hugh Hollins giving a warning to both Ken Norman and Jerome Kersey. Kersey is saying to Hugh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Kersey's had some problems here, once with Benoit Benjamin and down in L.A. with Ken Norman. Kersey completes a 3-point play. And the lead is 21 again. Didn't take him long to restore some order. Clippers are running there for a couple of minutes for the first time tonight. Bannister, another nice move to the basket. You don't expect him to make that move at all, but pretty good first step.
Yeah. Ken going to the free throw line now, looking for his 14th and 15th points. Got Duckworth moving a little bit to the left, and he took it right into that heavy traffic and said, see if you can stop me, guys.
Porter gets the foul, his first, 4th team foul already.
Look at him
And
shoot
one of the
that
best
ball.
foul shooters in America, Ken Bannister's made 6 in a row, and I'll bet that's never happened before in his NBA career.
Going for 7.
Came in shooting 47% from the foul line.
Look at that. Pretty as a picture.
79-60, the Blazers by 19. You heard you talking about him, Keith.
You told me.
Drexler. Over out to L.A. So the Clippers will bring it back up. 4:06 to go, third period.
Coach
He's
Casey's
looking a little revitalized here in the period.
Coach Casey up, calling the plays. He's still in this game.
Norman. Got it. Kenny came to life in the second half last night, scoring all of his points against the Lakers in the second half, 13 of them. Porter, Steve Johnson, who can't get it in, comes out to the Clippers on the run, trailing by 17, 3-on-2, behind his back to Norman, drive and score. Another nice assist for Gary Grant, his 7th of the night.
And a mighty fine fast break for the Clippers.
15-point deficit. It was 25 about 6 minutes ago. Strange game. You never know.
A lot of time.
Victor faked right, went left, scored easily, and got fouled.
That kind of defense will take you back out of it in a hurry. It'll be a concerted effort. All 5 guys have got to say no layups, man. No layups.
Bannister had to get there and didn't.
The guys turning around and saying, "Where's Ben?"
Ben's home. Benoit Benjamin expected to play Thursday against Golden State in Los Angeles, been suffering from a case of the hives. I'm told is darn right unpleasant. Grant tried to find Charles Smith. Wasn't a real bad pass if Charles had been thinking about it, but only Gary was. 82-64, the Blazers on top. 20 LA turnovers. Porter got free of Daly on the big pick by Duckworth. Bannister, a good lead pass to Q, who scores.
See that play? Gary Grant dribbled that ball, and Ken Bannister ran right by him, took it away from him, made a couple of dribble or two, and gave a good outlet pass.
I want to get me an assist.
Yes, he did. He sure did. Gary Grant looked over to the coach, and he said, "What's going on?"
Bannister falls for the 5th time tonight. Steve Johnson inside, loose the ball. Drexler picks it up and scores.
Talk about one of those plays that for sure not in the playbook. Flipped right out of Steve's hands, and Clyde was cutting right down the lane.
Ken Norman works against Kersey. Nice move. No basket. Tip won't go. Porter has it. Blazers a run. Drexler fills the lane, but gets the reward.
We've just seen that too many times tonight.
20-point lead. Smith at the other end for the jam.
We've seen that an awful lot tonight.
28 for Sir Charles. 86-68. Kersey. Johnson can't control. Clippers get it. Tom Garrick and Kevin Williams will come in the backcourt now for L.A. Daly and Grant will come out, and L.A. will call time. 1:44 to go. We're in the third quarter. The Blazers on. Yeah.
Picking up a little bit.
Wow.
That's a good one. I like that one. It's Bannister's only assist. Look at that. 12 assists.
I saw in the notes that he has 4. Does he also for sure?
One of the highlights for the Clippers fast break just a few moments ago. Boy, they had quite a flurry for a little while. Gary Grant bringing that ball down 3-on-2. Nice behind the back pass to Ken Norman, who sails right to the basket. And then a play right after that was a beauty. Watch Gary Grant take a dribble. He had to move around the player. Ken Bannister says, excuse me, I'll take that. Picks up the ball, a couple of dribbles, and a nice outlet pass to Quentin Daly. Goes in for the layup. Ken Bannister gets his only assist of the night. Gary Grant has 7 assists. 5 other players have 1 assist apiece for 12 for the Clippers. 25 assists for Portland.
Tells you a lot about the Clippers' style of play tonight, and what it tells you is not good.
Not good at all. They're really having a tough time in just about every area of the game.
They got you Charles Smith and they got you Ken Bannister, and that's all they got.
28 and 15. Next highest is 8.
43 of the 68 points. 2 men. Bannister with a jam, and he's down on the floor again. He's been something. He's got 17 points. 13 last night.
Ken's going to say, move over, Ben.
Yeah. Porter for 3. Out of bounds to L.A. Sam Bowie is back at center now for the Blazers after a good first half where he blocked 3 shots and was a very, very definite defensive presence. Tommy Garrick brings it up, the rookie from Rhode Island. Kevin Williams and Bannister. Bannister in the lane, a running one-hander won't go, but he'll go to the free throw line.
I think that was the design play.
Yeah.
Clear aside for Ken. Took that ball to the floor and waltz around big Sam Bowie.
I don't think that the Clippers were bargaining for this big man to be any kind of an offensive player when they plucked him out of the CBA. Rick Adelman looks on. 2 shots coming for Bannister.
Ken has a little fun with the official. Give me that ball. I'm on a streak.
Is he ever? That's 8 in a row for Ken Bannister at the line. It's only 15 points.
Look at that man shoot that ball.
And he's made every one as if
he was supposed to.
Yeah, that's right. 86-72. The Portland lead is dwindling. Almost stolen by Smith. Bowie takes it inside. Look at that nice feed to Steve Johnson.
Now, where was the help? Bannister was the only man back, and there was nobody home.
88-72. 44 seconds to go, third period. It's been a good quarter for the Clippers. After a really horrendous first half. Into Charles Smith. Might be an offensive foul. It is. Only the second foul on Charles.
Steve Johnson was directly in Charles' path to that basket. Charles made a couple of moves and then just lowered the boom on Johnson, knocked him to the floor. And the outside official made the call.
So Danny Young will bring it up now for the Trailblazers. Career started in Seattle. College ball at Wake Forest, goes to Drexler. Out of Houston. Almost stolen by Kevin Williams.
Looked like he double dribbled that ball as he came around the screen.
8 in the timer. Steve Johnson. Blocked by Charles Smith. Taken by Bannister with 14 seconds to go.
Look at that pass.
And Bannister will go to the line again.
That was a pretty impressive play for Ken Bannister, dribbling that ball.
Can you believe this guy has been out of the league for a couple of years?
That's Charles Smith with a nice block shot. Bannister dribbling that ball. Hesitates. Gives the ball over to Garrick on the side. Takes the ball to the basket. Kersey's got a complaint about the foul call, but Bannister wants more free throws.
He made 10 of 11. You know, he was playing in Wichita Falls in the CBA and was riding the bench. Wasn't even getting in the games in the Continental Basketball Association a couple months ago. He got traded to Rockford.
Don't tell me that.
And started scoring.
Oh.
Finally misses after making 10 in a row.
That was a run, Ken.
88-73, 5 seconds to go, third quarter. Cross court to Young at the buzzer. So the Clippers show they got some spunk, they got some life. Don't know what Casey told them at the half, but it worked. At the end of 3, the Blazers still lead big, but not near as bad as it was. It's 88-73.
His career high and all.
Who's?
Ken Bannister.
30.
30?
Yeah. No,
39.
39.
Wow.
Charles is 30.
No, I'm talking about Bannister.
39.
Wow. I'll be darned.
Charles Smith is within 2 of his. Also look for a star in the East if I get that lucky.
.25 was the biggest lead.
Yeah.
Look at what they put up. Bannister's previous season high 13. Oh, must be this.
That's his high this season.
Yeah.
Well, the Clippers outscore the Blazers 31-22 in the third quarter. And they were down by 25 at 72-47. And from that point on, they really went on a nice run.
Indeed, some life left in these young kids. 42% for the Clippers, but 25 out of 59. Look how many more attempts Portland has, shooting 49%.
Because of the turnovers and the offensive rebounds.
Rebounds 21. Portland had a lot of turnovers in that quarter. They're up to 16.
Charles Smith has 28 points for LA. Ken Bannister has 20. So Bannister will be out there along with Smith and Norman up front. The backcourt will have Kevin Williams and Tom Garrick. Richard Anderson is in there for Portland along with Danny Young, Steve Johnson, Sam Bowie, and Clyde Drexler. Young brings it into the front court to Anderson. Drexler posts up inside. Danny Young loses a couple of defenders and hits.
He has got a real pretty jump shot.
90-73 Portland. Garrick looks backdoor to Norman, can't go there.
Ken's going to the basket.
Ken's got to be a little careful not to try to do too much now.
Yeah.
Play within himself. Anderson has it at long range to Bowie. Sam finds Drexler, who stole.
Wide open right under the basket again.
The lead is 19. Norman to Garrick. Loses the ball. Danny Young on the run. Bowie to Young for 2 more. Again, Bowie does all those little things that make you a better basketball team. Quick little tap pass. The lead is 21 all of a sudden. This hasn't exactly started the way Coach Casey planned. Kevin Williams finds Charles Smith, too soft. Norman the rebound, respecting Bowie, but scoring, using the rim nicely. 94-75. Danny Young to Richard Anderson. Anderson, originally drafted by the Clippers, throws it away. Anderson picked by the Clippers 82. Block is in for Charles Smith, gets his first rest of the second half. Sits down with 28 big points, 5 rebounds. Tommy Garrick has it out front. The bounce to Kevin Williams. Kevin's been playing mostly point guard for the Clippers. Tonight he's playing the off guard. Drexler. Anderson to Young. Bowie the trailer. His first game after missing 9.
Offensive foul on Steve Johnson.
4 fouls on Steve. Clippers need another quick run to get this thing down to the 10-point margin or so, and then give themselves a shot in the final 6 minutes.
It's been a pretty sloppy game. That's 18 turnovers for Portland. 21 for the Clippers.
Kevin Williams works the wing. Hands it off to Kenny Norman. He'll fire over Anderson and get it. So Ken has come to life in the second half tonight as he did last night. 94-77. The Blazers have led all the way. Rob Locke knocks it away out of bounds. It'll go to Portland. Drexler will bring the ball in for the Portland Trail Blazers. The way things stand now, they'll open the playoffs against the Lakers in Los Angeles on the 27th.
Boy, oh boy, right
Oh, Anderson missed it, but he was fouled. Richard helped referee Blaine Reichelt make the call.
He
Rob
sure
Locke
did.
gets the foul.
Clyde holding that ball up on the outside. Richard Anderson with a nice cut right under the basket, wide open. Well, that's the kind of a play that with a little bit of a push, your body momentum makes that a tough shot underneath. It looks like it's an absolute gimme.
Well, they gave the foul to Rob Locke. They made the call so late. Rob wasn't even close to the play. It was Kevin Williams who shoved him.
Clearly.
Wasn't any question about it. The referee, I think, a little embarrassed or chagrined that he knew he blew it. Totally forgot who did it.
A lot of turnovers for the Clippers tonight, and really breaking down defensively far, far too much.
Bernie LaRue over here trying to correct the official scorer on that last foul call, saying it should have been Kevin Williams. Norman hits again. Where was he in the first half? 96-79, Portland on top.
Ooh.
Oh, nasty elbow. I don't know if he even hit Ken. I don't think he did. It's kind of like, you know, a movie punch. Right through the punch and you fall back.
It was pretty close. Let's see him swinging around. I think it was not capable of that good a fake from Ken Norman. I believe that he did catch it.
Well, he didn't catch him much if he caught him, because, I mean, Kenny wasn't even, he was kind of grinning when he came up court. He works against Steve Johnson. Bad pass. Drexler the other way. Ronnie Anderson clearing the back.
He sure did. That was 15 yards for a moving screen.
That wasn't a moving pick. That was a running pick. 99, make it 98-79, the Blazers. Garrick, an offensive foul. Pretty obvious one.
That's 23 turnovers.
Yeah, folks, that's a turnover. Offensive foul. Lose the ball. Turnover Clippers.
Clippers are averaging over 20 a game.
Steve Johnson.
Boy, that defense is just not there tonight.
100-79, 8:16 to go. Norman over Anderson again. Misses. Rob Locke chases after it and saves it nicely. And Rob will go to the hole and jam one. Hey, I finally got one.
Yeah, Ken Bannister moved Sam Bowie right out of that play.
100-81. Norman almost had the steal. Clippers playing with a spirit and intensity now that was missing earlier. Offensive interference. No basket.
You know, the Clippers have picked it up, as you just mentioned, from the offensive end, but just too many holes defensively. When you give up that many easy baskets.
Grant and Daly are back for LA in the backcourt. Williams and Garrick sit.
17.
Coach Casey calls the play, and Gary Grant will try to run it now. Norman open inside the lock, outside to Q for three. Foul called against Steve Johnson of Portland. So Johnson gets the obvious foul. He's been in foul trouble most of his NBA career. Kevin Duckworth returning for the Blazers. Johnson will sit down. There's a lot of talent in this team.
They are deep. They are deep. They've got some guys who haven't even played tonight. Jerry Seasting, Adrian Branch can shoot that ball. Brooks Steppe.
Daly at the baseline misses. Anderson rebounds it for the Portland Trail Blazers. Knocked away by Daly, recovered by Young.
A lot of passes.
Lock by Lock. Duckworth.
I think they made about too many passes that time. Fortunate to come out of that play with a basket. Well, you think about all the talent that they have now. How about when Kiki Vandeweghe was with them, too?
Yes. Got the Knicks' first-round draft pick. Mitch Gay. You know, they haven't gotten a lot of the draft in recent years. They really wasted a couple of first-round draft picks. One for Sabonis, the Russian kid, and then who was the youngster they drafted last year and didn't even make the ball club? Got his name. Guard. Ages way out of the league. Timeout called. 6:59 to go in the game. The Blazers on top, 102-81.
th pick. Geez, 6'5", 232.
Yeah. Another bad first-round pick too. See if it shows their draft there somewhere. Portland Futures 88 draft choices. Portland College Drafts, page 156. Oh, Walter Berry, Ronnie Murphy. The Clippers battle the Seattle Supersonics in this season's home finale, Friday, April 21st. It's Fan Appreciation Night. You'll have a chance to win an array of prizes, including a trip for two to Miami, Florida, nonstop on American Airlines. That's Friday, April 21st. There have been some mistakes in the draft by these Blazers, like we were talking about, huh? Ronnie Murphy's a name I couldn't think of.
Ronnie Murphy. Mark Bryant was their first choice, 21.
They drafted this guy 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, he's still with the team. Walter Berry was their pick in '86.
Along with Arvydas Sabonis, 2 first-round picks. The last 3 years, they haven't gotten a lot of help from the draft.
Terry Porter and Sam Bowie the 2 years before that, and Drexler the year before that.
Did okay there. Blazers have the ball, a 21-point lead, and Porter has the triple-double. It's his second this season and 6th in his career. Anderson's a bounce off his knee. Norman ahead to Charles Smith. Tied up by Duckworth.
Well, you could call it tied up.
Stay tuned immediately following tonight's basketball game for The Principal, starring Jim Belushi and Lou Gossett Jr. in this high-voltage drama about the man intent on reforming a troubled high school.
Looks like Hugh Hollins and one of the officials having a little disagreement out here on the floor.
Deciding it's a breakaway foul, maybe? All three refs. Rank out with his back to us. Hollins doing the talking, and Ricky Elysiak the listening.
Right alongside.
I think it's a breakaway, but they're not going to call it that way.
Did you think so?
Yep.
Charles was limping noticeably after he was fouled and going back to the free throw line.
He has 28 points, no breakaway foul. He'll get 2 shots. Hugh Hollins explaining to Don Casey. 29 for Charles. Six and a half minutes to go in the game. Charles has matched his career high with 30.
Look at Charles going down the floor, Ralph.
Yeah.
Limping and slow.
Having a bad knee. Porter to the baseline. Foul on Porter. No, foul's on Rob Block.
Second team foul on the Clippers. Portland with only 2.
6:16 to go in the game. Danny Young has it in bounds to the Trailblazers. Porter against Locke. Bad mismatch inside. Look at little Gary Grant trying to guard Duckworth. And Quentin Daly comes to help. Duckworth says, "Get out of here, little guy."
Both of them. He didn't even know the 2 of them were there.
Like an elephant swatting flies.
Look at the size differential.
This is a major league mismatch.
Gary jumping for that ball. Grant on the outside. Quentin Daly on the inside. Duckworth turned around and just up with that shot, no problem whatsoever.
Golden State leads Miami 95-81 in the fourth quarter. Golden State will be in town to test the Clippers on Thursday night at the LA Sports Arena. 105-83 here. The Blazers lead. Grant looks in the cue. Turns. Oh, gee, these guys are big.
Once again, that's 11-2. Block shots.
They got some weapons.
Coach Casey calls timeout. Boy, at this point in the game, you know, getting beaten this badly, you just got to concentrate from a defensive end.
Execute offensively and work defensively. Timeout for the Clippers. The Blazers lead it 107-83. I was in a momentary trance there.
You were lost.
Yes, no, I wasn't. I know right where I was.
Your eyes were glazed.
I know right where I was.
Mike, you got that play that they were questioning, the breakaway, that layup by Charles Smith. Well, it's something, if you don't have anything else, yeah, let's do it. Ralph, let's see if we can pick up on that Charles Smith layup a moment ago.
Well, Clipper trainer Bernie LaRue made a good point to Hugh Holland. Said every time they've called this in the last week, they would have called this a breakaway.
Well, look,
right.
I think that Duckworth is right alongside Charles Smith on the play.
Aside, he's behind him.
No, he was right alongside.
He's clearly behind him. He's got to catch up to him. And he didn't. The way it's been called this year, they would have called that 9 times out of 10. This is the only time it counts. We're in my first fight, aren't we?
You better take a look at that again. He was right alongside.
Marriages. And I guess this isn't working either. Fight.
Watch this. Now look at right alongside. Clearly alongside.
Clearly behind him. Who's ahead?
Well, he was just timing the block.
Well,
that's
the
all.
eyes are the first to go, Keith. Or in my case, the second. Block scores 107-85. The Blazers. Danny Young will bring it up. Just over 5 minutes to go in Portland. Richard Anderson, a long-range bomber. Danny Young can do it too. Nobody can catch the darn thing.
Look at that breakdown again. 3 white jerseys still around that basket as they came up with the offensive rebound, and the Clippers were going the other way.
Well, the Clipper defenses have been faltering a lot of late. And they're doing it again tonight. The foul is on Anderson. Clippers gave up 133 to the Lakers last night, 115 to Phoenix, 123 to Portland, 124 to Boston, 117 to Detroit.
Boy, oh boy. They're giving up on an average 116 plus, and that's next to last in the league. Definitely an area they need to work on, huh?
They've given up as few as 116 only once this month. Eric White comes in and Ken Norman. Here's Jerry Seaston just off the injury list. He's been there since the 28th of February. Quentin makes both free throws. He has 9 points. 109-87 Portland. 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Seaston, pretty good ball player. Of course, he was an important player for the Boston Celtics off the bench. And a starter for years in Indiana.
Let's see his jump shot. Is he rusty?
Really rusty. 111-87 the Blazers. The difference for right now is that the Blazers go to the bench and they find that Jerry Seaston down near the end has been a starter in the NBA. He's played for a championship team in Boston. The Clippers go to CBA players. A slow fall by Rob Locke. Kevin Williams comes in. Quentin Daly comes out. And Rob Locke gets up off the court. I don't get any respect out here at all. Being a rookie is a lot like being Rodney Dangerfield. Duckworth misses. Kevin Williams rebounds. He's in a 10-day contract, anxious to impress. Goes to Gary Grant, the lob to Locke. And he can't get it in. White to Smith, and Charles is a new career high. 32. 111-89, the Blazers. Charles seems to have run off that aggravation he had to the knee. Williams fouls Young.
2 positive notes tonight amongst the many negatives. Charles Smith has had an outstanding game, and Ken Bannister has really impressed, especially from that free throw line.
So Smith and Grant will come out. Garrick and Bannister return, and Young will go to the line. With you on the Z Channel once again Thursday night, 7:30. The Clippers in Golden State. You're going to come on down to the arena?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Despite our little spat here?
Well, I'm not happy about it, but I'll be there.
Okay. Danny Young will try again.
I hope you realize you made a mistake by the time we get there.
Well, if I do, I'll never admit it. 113-89, the Blazers.
The Clippers have made a few mistakes tonight.
Yeah, they have.
They've got a lot to work on, but they've got a lot of young talent out there.
Bannister wants more free throws. It's one of the frustrations of working with a bunch of kids. There are a lot of pleasures, and we've certainly experienced some of them this year, especially in that recent road trip and going back to the days when Danny Manning was healthy. But you're going to have nights like this with kids. They're up, they're down, they're in, they're out.
It's part of the growing up process. The only way they mature is to play and make mistakes.
Any viewer who has a teenager at home knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Kevin Williams puts in the miss. 113-92, the Blazers. It was the youngest team in the NBA.
One of the things that wouldn't hurt them at all this summer would be to gather all these guys together and just go over fundamentals for about a month.
Garrick picks it up and gets it to Kevin Williams. A lob way over the head of Eric White. Adrian Branch, a former Laker. Southpaw jumper misses. Garrick fights for it. Young gets it. Anderson from Seaston for 2.
Oh, they're passing that ball very nicely.
Richards in double figures. Bannister with a foul.
One of the first things I think these young guys need to do is just to really get to know each other. Start talking to one another out there on the floor. They need to help out.
For every loose ball now being picked up by the Blazers. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Steal by Kevin Williams. He's one-on-one with Danny Young. And he scores. 115-94. 21-point lead. Clippers never really had a shot, and this one went down 10-0. The Blazers just never let them up off the mat. And not unlike last night against the Lakers. Steppy from the corner.
Offensive rebound.
Seasting for 3. Yeah, he's rusty. He's rusty. He has 5. 118-94, Portland.
Look at this Portland group out there on the floor, aggressively playing defense.
An air ball layup. Foul on Kevin Williams, and the Clippers standing in the backcourt. Rob Locke and Ken Bannister. Blazers will go to the free throw line. Rob Locke will come to the bench.
That came close to being a pin shot.
So Steppy will shoot a couple. Steppy's been around. He's out of Georgia Tech. The big-time player in the CBA this year. Scored a lot of points down there. 25 a game. Came up in Kansas City originally, but he was a first-round draft pick, I think.
He's a hard-nosed kid, and he shoots that ball real well.
Steppe again.
Gets it.
120 to 94. Big points for the Clipper opponents again as the fences are down in Clipperland now.
Where you at, Kevin?
Kevin Williams looks in to Garrick, back to Kevin. Gets the jump shot. So Kevin has 6 in the final period. 120 to 96. Portland. We're going to 25 wins in a row for the Blazers over the Clippers in this building. 25 in a row.
Back in 1982, Brooks Steppe was a first-round draft choice of the then Kansas City Kings. They had 2 that year. LaSalle Thompson was the other one.
LaSalle had a big game for Indiana Pacers last night. 20 rebounds. 49 turnovers in this error-plagued game. Adrian Branch gets a couple of points. We're in the final minute. Ken Norman lets it fly for a couple. Kenny has 16.
Coach Casey's got to feel like this game went for about 3 hours straight.
Was it that short?
No breaks. Yeah.
Anderson outside the three-point circle to Adrian Branch. Seasting, Rusty.
Yeah. He's having a tough time, isn't he?
Jerry Seasting, 3 for 3 from the floor. 26-point lead. Kevin Williams. His coach, I can play. Give me some minutes. 124 to 100. 20 seconds to go. Seasting to Branch. Left-hand shovel won't go. Anderson tips, no. Tips, yes. It's fun to win. Blazers enjoying it. Be their 5th win in 6 tries against the Clippers this year as Ken Norman adds 2 more. 5 seconds remain. Branch to the final shot of the game for 3. A long night for Casey's kids. The Blazers prevail with ease. The final score, Portland 126, Los Angeles 102.
Clippers front line. '71 points. Nobody else in double figures.
Wow. Well, the Portland Trail Blazers jumped out 10-0 and never really had to take a deep breath after that as they beat the Los Angeles Clippers by a score of 126 to 102. I'm Ralph Lawler along with Keith Erickson.
Jumpers up good. Duckworth with his 8th point of the ball game. 55-50. A 5-point lead by the Blazers. Again,
It's been a 23-11 scoring for Miami since being down last by 17 at 44-27. Top of the key, Sparrow. Cross court to Hastings. Hastings open again, and he drills it for another time. Puts it down. He had Duckworth run at him and bumped him just as he got the shot off. A 3-point Blazer lead again. Down inside Duckworth against Hastings. He turns him baseline left. Shots off the mark. No good. Thompson with the rebound. Out to Sparrow. Sparrow tried to turn up floor. He ran right over the top of Drexler and gets a charge and a turnover. And he caught the ball. The big question is, was he given room to put the ball down after he caught it? That's a key rule you got to think about. I don't think he was given room by Drexler. Ron Rothstein agrees. On the other end, a driving layup by Drexler. A loose ball foul is going to be called, and they're going to call it on Drexler. So Drexler draws the third foul. He and Kersey, two of their starters now, with 3 fouls each. And this is suddenly turning into a Portland nightmare, up by 17, and the upstarts from Miami are now within 3 points with 8:35 to play in the third quarter. Sparrow with the ball, top of the key, guarded by Porter. On the right side, a steal by Drexler. He turns up the left side of the floor. Sparrow will try to challenge. He goes off to Porter, gives it back to Duckworth, foul by Thompson. So a sure dunk that time by Duckworth will send the big fella to the foul line. List him at 270 pounds. Checked into the Spurs camp some 3 years ago at 226 pounds.
Well, one of the best in the NBA at stealing the basketball. Clyde Drexler getting it in the open floor. Billy Thompson and others getting back quickly on defense. But I talked about Drexler not following Edwards through screens, but trying to go over the top. That time it paid off for him as he picked off the lob.
Foul shot is missed by Duckworth. Still a 3-point game at 55-52. Duckworth with one more foul shot, and that one is also missed. Comes off to Thompson. So the Heat stave off at least another shot or two by the Portland Trailblazers and still have a chance to cut this lead to 1. Into the forecourt with the ball, Rory Sparrow. Bounces right corner to Hastings. Out inside along the lane it goes to Gray. Gray trying to make the move. Feeds it back out to Sparrow. Jumper on the left side from 20, no good. Thompson and Hastings battle for the ball, and they knock it away from each other. Drexler into the forecourt to Porter. Porter alley-oops inside to Kersey. Somehow got the shot up. It wouldn't go. The foul man is Drexler. Oh, that would have been an unbelievable shot by Kersey had it gone down. And Drexler was right there to clean up the garbage. 5-point Portland lead, 57-52. Under 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Out straight away with the ball, top of the key, driving layup by Sparrow, down the lane to Hastings, off to Gray, two-hand tomahawk.
Beautiful play.
57-54, 3-point lead Portland. They're shaking their heads a little bit. They'll bring in Sam Bowie a moment to police the middle of that defense for Portland, right side of the ball. They go from Jones in the left corner to Porter, open from 18, it'll be no good. Hops in the air, comes off to Kersey. Kersey paddles inside against Gray, turnaround jumper up and good. 12 points by Kersey. 59-54, the Blazers by only 5. They led at halftime, 51-42. Miami has whittled the lead to 3 on several occasions here in the third. Left side Edwards getting that pick by Hastings. Wants to go to the top of the key. They switch off. Hastings was open for a moment in the corner, but he didn't see him. Right side goes to Sparrow. Shot clock down to 5. Rory in the middle. Heels it back on the left-hand side to Hastings. Out to Edwards. He's open from 20. It's on its way. Got it as the buzzer goes down for the 24-second violation.
And another excellent assist by Scotty Hastings. Had the open shot, but kicked it off.
Left-hand corner, Kersey for Portland. Straight away, we've got a whistle and a foul under the basket. Gray and Duckworth really battling for a spot, and Jake O'Donnell intervenes for the moment. Calls the personal foul, and he's going to call it on Gray. Oh, it's going to be on 44. It's going to be on Hastings now. So Hastings going to draw a second foul.
I tell you, Sam, Scotty is playing like he never wants to leave that starting group. He is setting rock-solid screens, rolling to the hoop, and really passing it well.
Sylvester will sit down, and John Shasky returns to the Heat lineup. Drexler with the inbound, throws over the top of the key, feeds it off the Porter, and tapped in by Bowie. Sam Bowie off the base for Portland, taps it home to make it 61-56. Bowie and Jones, along with Kersey, their front line, as Drexler and Porter stay there. It is Edwards and Sparrow cross line, and in the front will be Hastings, Shasky, and Thompson. Left side Edwards beyond the three-point line. Shot clock winds to 8. Edwards drives to the baseline. Out to Hastings. Cross-court Sparrow. He drives to the baseline. Fall-away jumper's on its way in and out. No good. Tipped out. Thompson chases down and makes the save. He puts it up. Now feeds it back out at midcourt to Hastings. Cross-court to Edwards. Edwards with the drive. Inside. He deals it back outside to Sparrow. Barely got it out of the outreached hands of Porter. 14 seconds left to shoot. Right side Edwards. He'll put it up over Jones this time from 20. Bounces no good. Ball comes off the rim right in the hands of Drexler. To Porter. Into the forecourt comes Portland. 5.5 to go in the third to Jones. Down underneath goes to Bowie. He's shoved and pushed and fouled from behind. Personal foul is on Hastings again. That's number 3 on Scotty, second of the quarter. Miami gets their 4th team foul, and it's out of bounds to Portland on the side.
Boy, Sam Bowie, really an impact player inside for Rick Adelman and Portland. Bowie, Kersey, and Drexler, the 3 guys Miami really have to get a body on. They are really concerned, especially off the offensive board.
Inbound pass comes over to Kersey. Bowie has never been the healthy man that came out of Kentucky. Wasn't healthy there, but they felt he had the tools. Right side of the ball, Porter. The ball bounces over the back of the rim and out of bounds. Stu Inman, our player personnel director, they, along with all of the others, made the decision to take Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. The rest is history, of course. But Bowie can, if he stays healthy, could indeed be the impact player that they hoped he would be.
Well, hindsight always 20/20, but there's no question Sam Bowie, if healthy, is a major impact force, but hasn't been healthy.
Picked up some great weight. He now weighs about 250 pounds at 7'1". Left side Thompson to the foul line. His jumper's up, no good. A tap in Hastings. Wouldn't go down and comes off to Kersey. Has it swiped clean by Hastings. Hastings waiting for everybody to clear and feeds it out to Sparrow. 61-56. Still only a 5-point lead here by Portland. Left side Sparrow off to Edwards. Gets a crushing screen by Shasky. Jumper 20 short. Hastings battling for the ball and knocks it away. Into the backcourt, picked up by Sparrow. A fresh 24 into the forecourt to Edwards. Down the lane in a crowd. Off it goes to Thompson. Leans in. Gets his shot up over Jones. It's around and around, no good. A tip up and go. Comes off to Kersey. Oh, they had some chances, but none would work. Into the forecourt to Porter. May go all the way. Drops it off to Kersey out of his reach. Knocked away by Sparrow and out of bounds.
Boy, it's amazing how many chances Miami had at the basket that time. Good defense, though, by Caldwell Jones underneath. But Scott Hastings' hustle giving Miami lots of extra opportunities.
4.5 minutes left to play as Pearl Washington checks in. He will be joining Sparrow as Edwards will take a rest. Inbound comes to Caldwell Jones. 16 on the shot clock as he gets it to Porter. And now Jimmy Clark has got the call on an offensive foul. And he's going to make the call on Sam Bowie. Bowie setting a pick, gets an offensive foul, turnover Portland, and it goes back the other way, much to the chagrin of Rick Adelman.
John Shasky tried to 3-quarter and play with his arm across the chest of Bowie. Bowie just simply clamped and held Shasky's arm.
Into the forecourt, it comes outside to Shasky, hands it back to Sparrow. Coming on the right side to Pearl Washington, looking for him anyway. Looking back door to Thompson, comes out to Pearl, top of the key. Right side to Thompson. Thompson stops, 16-footer, in and out, no good. Well, they're going down, looking, but don't go in. Right side of the ball, Porter. Still only a 5-point lead for the Blazers down inside to Bowie. Back out straight away to Caldwell. He drives, leaves it for Drexler along the lane left side. He goes long cross court to Porter. 11 to shoot at the foul line. Porter with a step back fall away and got it.
Nice stop by Porter.
I'll have to talk to those Nike people to put a new set of soles on the bottom of those shoes as he drags them on the floor, wondering why they didn't stop any closer. And into the forecourt, Miami wants to call a timeout as they have battled to win in 3. Right now trailing by only 7 off the baseline of his own as he took it down the left side. Puts it in for a 66-62 lead. For the folks on TV 28 in Panama City, TV 32 up in Toccoa, Georgia. Hopefully enjoying our telecast tonight on the network. At the top of the key, Sparrow. They double team. Gets it away left side to Hastings. Up underneath to Thompson. He changes it. Gives off to Shasky. Shasky has it blocked once. Goes up. He scores and he's fouled from behind. Boy, John Shasky, I want to tell you, is taking Sam Bowie inside and he's hurting him. Bowie's drawn his second foul. Shasky's basket good and he'll shoot a free throw.
Well, that was a really nice play by Shasky. Didn't get it the first time, stuck with it, grabbed the 6th rebound, and the important thing, had Sam Bowie behind him. So good inside seal by John Shasky, saying, yeah, I know the old fella Hastings is playing pretty well, but I'm going to get charged up myself.
Shasky with a free throw, drills it. 13 points by John Shasky. 19 against Denver is season high. He could get there tonight and we could use it. 66-65, Portland by a point. A minute 56 to go, down the lane Porter. Trying to drive by Pearl Washington. He held him. And it'll be Porter going to the line to shoot 2 as he got the pass inside from Drexler. So Porter with 4 points in the period, 13 for the game, will shoot 2 free throws for the Trailblazers. All of the action on our TV network always headed up by our good friends at WBFS TV 33, our flagship station, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Shot is up here by Porter, no good. Their foul shooting starting to come off with a few wheels wobbling now, only 12 for 19 now.
Sam, really important for Miami to get some productive minutes out of Pearl Washington, kind of ease the burden of Sparrow and Edwards. They need some relief.
Shot by Porter on the second try. This one is good. 13 of 20 at the line by the Blazers, and they lead by only a point. 2 points, 67-65. Right side of the ball, Pearl. 3-point distance guarded by Drexler. Again, Duckworth is back in there guarding Hastings. He's picking him up a little wider now. Gives it back off to Sparrow. Looked back to Hastings, but couldn't get it to him. Now still looks. He's going to be called for too many steps.
Well, you talk about a switch. Duckworth left Hastings, stayed on Sparrow, and Rory tried as he might to get it to Scotty, who had Porter on him. Couldn't find him, and the turnover forced well by the Blazers.
Rory Sparrow hanging onto the ball a little bit long. He finally bounced it to his coach, Ron Rothstein, and Jimmy Clark said delay of game warning on Miami. Next time that they're caught for that, if they are, it would be an automatic technical foul. So Portland with a 2-point lead at 67-65, owning the ball again. A minute and a half to go in the third. Porter bounce pass left side to Drexler. Great effort tonight again after a super one in Seattle by Miami. Drexler back to the baseline to Duckworth. His jumper's around, no good. Drexler with the tap, no good. Tip up by Bowie, no good. Comes off underneath to Kersey. Kersey back outside to Drexler. Cross court to Porter. Inside goes to Bowie. He puts it up in a crowd, no good. Goes back after it for a second time and scores.
Offensive board.
That 7-footer stays right in there. 69-65, that's the score. As Portland leads by only 4. They led by 9 at the end of the half. Washington top of the key to Sparrow. Can't get a shot away. Bounces it behind him to Hastings. Hastings puts it on the floor. Takes it into a crowd. Trying to slam bucket. He misses. The ball falls down with it. Picked up by Kersey. Feeds it out to Drexler. Ball knocked away from him. Picks it up in the backcourt. Ahead to Porter. Porter takes it all the way down to center lane. He deals it off right side to Duckworth. Jumper's going to be no good. There's Thompson with a rebound. Has it knocked away, but fouled by Duckworth.
Boy, I can't believe they missed the foul on Scott Hastings down at the other end.
Scotty had a couple of words, but I tell you what, one of the things I really like about Scott Hastings that time, when it comes time and he's got time to do it, he'll say something, but he knew he had to bust it back at the other end. He got off the floor after being knocked down by Bowie and was back in the defensive patterning after getting up off the floor. Miami had already inbounded the ball, and now they'll back it back into the backcourt and start it again. Shot clock will be at, should be a reset of the shot clock, and 34 on the game clock here. 69-65 is the score. Now they'll reset the shot clock at 24. They'll reset the game clock. As a matter of fact, they took it down from 34 to 31. I don't quite understand why you go up on one and down on the other. Should be in reverse, I think. Now they're starting to converse here as Jake O'Donnell along with Jimmy Capers.
Well, Sam, while they monkey around with those numbers, let me tell you about these. When Portland has the lead through 3 quarters, they're tough to beat. 33-3 when leading it going into the fourth. People here hope that happens. They're a much looser group since he took over.
Well, they finally got it all ready with only 8 seconds now. Sparrow has it in the forecourt. Beyond the 3-point line, left-hand side in the corner of Pearl. He drives into the crowd. Out to Sparrow. He's got to get it off. He does just in time and got it at the buzzer. Sparrow hits it. Inbound with 9 seconds to go. Jake O'Donnell thought that was the quarter. Back the other way, Drexler gives it off to Duckworth. Knocked away from him. Picked up by Kersey. With 2 seconds, he lets it fly. It's off the rim. No good. A follow-up and count him. That's the end of the quarter. Jake O'Donnell, when he counted the basket by Sparrow, thought it was going to be at the end of the quarter. He counted it and was standing in the middle of the break. Portland ran by, but unfortunately they didn't score. For them, fortunate for the Heat, though. And it's 69-67 Miami on the strength of a Sparrow jump shotter within 2 as we head for the fourth quarter of tonight's game in Portland. We'll be back with more. 69 here in Portland with only a 2-point lead by the Blazers. 69-67. The Heat trapping all over the floor as Kersey gets it on the left-hand side of the top of the key to Porter. Porter back to the right-hand wing. Got it in the hands of Drexler. Jump shot over long. It's up and good. Drexler putting down the jump shot. Gary Green of Miami has selected Rory Sparrow as the man to put down the jumper, or at least the first basket in the quarter, but Rory is on the bench right now. Winning $133 in a Heat warm-up jacket. A little bit in doubt right now on our Miller fourth quarter shootout. Washington, left-hand side, comes over to Edwards. Edwards to the top of the key, takes it back to the left. Looking down into Shasky. Shasky has it knocked away by Duckworth, picked up by Kersey. Big turnover there with a 71-67 4-point lead. On the baseline, Long back in, knocked the ball down on a pass intended for Drexler. However, picked up inside. They feed it into Drexler, to Duckworth, and he takes it to the basket and scores. Long that time lost his footing after making a good possible steal of the ball.
Yeah, Miami's defense really been tough up until those first 2 baskets of the fourth quarter. 18 points in the third and 42% shooting for the game for Portland.
Thompson on the right side with the ball, trying to get it back outside. Long cross court coming over to Washington. Washington with a jumper out of the left-hand wing. It's up and good. So Washington getting his 6th point of the night, makes it 73-69 now. As the Heat once again with 10 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter of the ball game will now have an opportunity to get themselves into the ball game as they trail it again by 4. At the top of the key, Porter. Porter to the foul line. On the left-hand side comes off to Duckworth. Duckworth back out to Porter. Porter looking down inside to Duckworth. He's freed up over Long. Jump hook is on its way and no good. Rebound comes off to Drexler. Knocked out of his hands and out of bounds by Long. So the Blazers again have the ball. They'll have it out of bounds. A shot clock with a fresh one at 24. Sounded like you were going somewhere in outer space there for a moment, Eric.
Might have been.
All right, he's back with us. Right side of the ball. It is Drexler driving all the way baseline. No good. Rebound Shasky. Shasky out to Edwards. Edwards pushing it ahead. A 4-point Portland lead. In the left-hand corner to Long. Back outside to Edwards. Cross court to Pearl. Pearl puts it on the floor, trying to drive on Drexler. Still got the dribble alive, though, in the right-hand corner to Edwards. Edwards drives, stops, leans in. Jumper up from 12, no good. There's Thompson battling with Duckworth. Thompson wins and scores. Billy Thompson with a fine play gets his 6th point, and it's a 1-point game again.
You know, Billy was talking to us after last night's game. He wants to be a more consistent force offensively. That's the way for him to do it.
Left side of the ball, Drexler. Top of the key to Porter. Jumper's on its way from 20. Rattles in and out, no good. Shasky battling for the rebound. Tipped out of his hands right to Long. Miami a chance to tie. Down the lane to Edwards. Speeds it inside to Washington. Poked out of his hands. Saved by Long. He's knocked down, but he's knocked down by his own man after Washington was knocked reeling by Kersey. He bumped into Long, and they both went out of bounds along with the basketball.
It was actually outstanding defense by Portland. They got back in transition. Pearl looking for the little quick pass. Got deflected, and that saved a hoop for the Blazers.
By the way, Gary Green of Miami will receive one of our Heat starter jackets for being our Miller fourth quarter shootout contestant. He had picked Rory Sparrow, but Rory, not in the ball game, did not get the first two for the quarter. We're back to play here in the fourth and final quarter with 9:15 to go. Duckworth backing down on Long. Got Long committed. Puts the shot up, and Long draws his 5th foul. Duckworth will go back to the line and shoot 2 free throws here for the Blazers.
Boy, your heart goes out to Grant Long tonight. Just unable to get into any kind of flow. I thought he stayed away from the foul. Duckworth got him up. A touch foul on the shot, though, so you got to consider it a legit call. And Grant just hasn't been able to get on track tonight. He has just 2 points. Ronnie Cycli hasn't scored, but still, they're right in the thick of this thing.
Scotty Hastings going to check back in as Duckworth throws up a free throw and makes this one. He missed his first 2. And with that, it's now 74-71. Again, a 3-point lead here by the Portland Trailblazers. They led by as many as 17. Miami has whittled the lead to 2. That's as close as they've been. That coming a moment ago at 73-71. Duckworth with one more shot. Here's it's up and it's good. So Duckworth drills in low. 12 points by Duckworth, and it's 75-71, 4-point lead. Hastings and Shasky front line along with Thompson. Edwards and Pearl in the backcourt for Ron Rothstein in the Heat. Washington beating Young to the basket. Puts it off the glass. Got it. Pearl Washington down the lane. Puts it up and good for a 2-point lead by Portland. 75-73. Fourth quarter winds under 9 minutes now. Bowie out at long range. Feeds it into Drexler. Goes off the corner of the board and out of bounds. Too hard. And the turnover on the Portland Trailblazers gives Miami still another chance to tie it up. And Rick Adelman now starting to holler at the defense to try to get him squared away. Washington takes it in on Young. He gets free, puts it off the glass, no good. A follow-up by Thompson, no good. A tip by Shasky, no good. Rebound comes off to Duckworth.
Boy, that's hard to believe.
Well, they had 3 legitimate tries to go down and would. A pass by Young to Drexler, stolen Edwards. We're tied with a slam dunk on the other end. Edwards with a steal ties it up at 75 apiece. And the Portland Trailblazers are stunned here in this arena as Miami has come to Portland and really challenged. In the backcourt, Young barely gets across the timeline. Takes it on the left-hand side. Now back to the right goes to Bowie. Bowie beyond the 3-point line, puts up a 3 and got it.
Oh, incredibly big play by Sam Bowie.
My, a 3-point goal by Bowie. Would you believe that? Miami battles back to tie. And then a 3-pointer by Bowie gives them a momentum grabber and gets them back up by 3.
Believe this, Bowie just 4 out of 6 this year from the home run range.
Outside of the ball, Washington knocked away, saved by Hastings. Hastings with Young draped on his back, goes cross-court to Pearl, almost stolen by Drexler. Only one to shoot. Edwards gets it off. It's in and out, no good. They battle for the rebound, and it comes off to Duckworth. Out to Young. Young, long down-court pass to Drexler. Drexler, the open court, tries to feed it cross-court, knocked out of bounds by the active hands of John Shasky. 78-75. Rick Adelman's Portland Trailblazers by only 3. 7:28 left to play in this one tonight from Portland. The Memorial Coliseum sold out for the 524th consecutive time. Left side of the ball, Drexler drives inside, shots up, he's going to be fouled. Block on Shasky. First foul on Big John. At the line, Drexler will shoot 2 here for the Portland Trailblazers.
Well, Clyde Drexler, one of the barons of the baseline, going that way. Shasky with the right idea, but over there just an instant late. Boy, how about that steal by Kevin Edwards? You talk about a star on the rise. A sweet slam after a very crafty steal.
79-75 as Drexler makes the first of 2 free throws. Bowie out and Kersey back in. Going to get a nice round of applause for hitting that long three-pointer. Here's Drexler with another free throw, and he drills that one. 18 points by Clyde Drexler tonight. 17 of 24 by the Blazers. They're up by 5. Miami is 10 of 13. They have not been awarded but 1 foul shot in the entire second half. On the left side of the ball, Edwards. Edwards out, it is Washington looking on the right side of Edwards. Washington down the lane, puts it up on the run, and Pearl doing what Pearl can do so well, beating him inside, and does for his 10th point of the night. Back the other way, Young trying to beat Pearl. He leans on him, and he beats him on the other end as well. But Danny Young with an answer basket makes it 82-77.
I can see why Portland likes Danny Young so much. What he can do offensively, even more what he does defensively. He broke up that set play the last time Miami by playing Pearl so close, just voided the screen.
6:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter. A dead ball will get us a timeout. Right side of the ball, Edwards. Edwards beyond the three-point line, guarded by Drexler. He beats him to the baseline, leans it up in a crowd. It's no good. Gets his own miss, puts it up again, and still won't go. Tip up by Thompson. Thompson gets it to go, and it's 82-79. Great effort by Edwards, though, to keep that ball alive.
Really impressive.
Right side, Anderson drops it inside, knocked away Edwards, but it's right in the hands of Edwards, who feeds her Anderson back over to Drexler. Cross court, they get it to Kersey. It does it on the shot clock. They alley-oop inside to Drexler, lays it up easily and scores. Nice pass. So Drexler, with his 20th point of the ball game, gives the Blazers a 5-point bulge again. Under 6 minutes as we wind with 5:59 to go. In the ball game tonight from Portland. Sunday night will be in Los Angeles. That'll be on the Sports Channel and the Radio Network. Edwards at the head of the key, guarded by Drexler. Out inside to Hastings. He beats him to the hoop, takes it up, knocked away and stolen. It's picked up by Thompson. Now he's going to be fouled. Duckworth comes across his arms to get his 3rd personal foul. Scotty Hastings is starting to talk to himself now because he's given up talking to the referees. It hadn't worked tonight. As now Portland wants to call a timeout. This is the mandatory before Thompson can get the 2 free throws. Well, it's not over yet. We have 5:40. Miami, 13 of 16, and they've whittled a lead down once again to 3. 84-81, Portland. On the left side of the ball, Drexler. Drexler looking for a drive across the middle. Deals it back to Duckworth. It was tipped by Miami. It's going to go out of bounds to Portland. Wasn't a lot of doubt on that one as Jimmy Clark had made the call very quickly.
You know, Sam, one thing I said earlier, Pearl had to give Miami some good minutes. He really has, showing flashes of the Pearl Washington of old.
Here's Kersey trying to get the inbound, and now Pearl is going to hold on Danny Young and draws his 3rd personal foul. Miami with that, their 3rd team foul of the period. And out of bounds, it'll come to the Blazers with a reset of the shot clock at 24. No, wait a minute. It's going to be an automatic 2 because the ball had not been inbounded. So Young gets automatic 2 foul shots here. Ball had not left the hands of Jerome Kersey on the inline, so they call the automatic 2 shots. And Danny Young will get them. They're 17 of 24, make it 18 of 25 as he drops in the free throw.
Can't tell you how impressive the defensive effort is for Miami. This is a Portland club averaging 120 a game in their last 6. Average margin of victory in their last 5 wins, 13 points.
Second foul shot by Young is up and also good. 86-81, a 5-point game here tonight in Portland. 5:27 and counting. We're here tonight on the Miami Heat Television and Radio Network. Glad you could join us. Sam Smith along with Eric Reed. Washington bounce pass, left corner to Edwards, back outside to Pearl. Pearl looking down inside to Shasky. He cleans out as Washington now works with 5 on the shot clock. Back to Thompson. Thompson checks the shot clock. He'll make the move on Duckworth. Has it blocked and knocked out of bounds by Drexler. Ball is going to go out of bounds. I'm not sure it went out in time. 5 seconds, they'll reset. Now the secret is, was that ball blocked out of bounds? Did it hit the court when the clock went off or not? That was the decision the officials made. They ruled that it was on the floor before the horn went off, so the Heat get 5 seconds on the inbound. As Pearl is out and Sparrow's back in. Underneath, it's Thompson trying to get it and force it inside to Shasky. Poked out of bounds by Kersey.
That last play, the essence of team defense. Duckworth had Thompson tied up, and from behind, Drexler with the swat.
5 seconds on the shot clock again. 5:06 on the game clock. Thompson looking for the inbound. Still looking to Edwards in the corner. Jumper up from 20. That'll be off the mark. The rebound comes off to Duckworth. Out to Young. Portland running now. Drexler down low to Anderson. He puts it up and a crowd scores. 88-81. I wouldn't be surprised if Ron Rothstein doesn't take a timeout here shortly because he doesn't want to let it get away. We worked too hard to keep it close. He looked for a moment as he came to midcourt, and then Sparrow waved it off. Right side to Edwards. On the right side, his jumper's no good. Hastings with a follow-up rebound. He dumps it into Shasky, puts it up, and he's fouled by Duckworth as Shasky will shoot 2. Duckworth draws his 4th foul. Shasky at the line will shoot the 2 free throws. A chance to whittle a lead once again down to 5.
Add this to the things Scott Hastings does for you. Deliver the basketball to the open man. Scotty Hastings with a rebound at a little 8-foot shot, but saw Shasky all by himself right under the glass.
You know, when they look at that, Hastings will say, you know, if I'd have delivered that ball at least maybe even a foot higher, we'd had an easy basket and maybe the foul. It was a little low. Shasky had to bring it up. For I realize it's a split-second decision, but that's the intricacies of this game. Just a foot difference, and you've got a difference of that 1 point or 2. Here's the second shot by Shasky's up and no good. Rebound comes off inside to Drexler, and Drexler will bring it ahead with 4:30 left to play in the game.
Boy, that's some rebound. I thought he was all over Hastings' back.
On the left side, Drexler driving through the middle, puts it up over a crowd, and he's going to be called for the charge.
There's your makeup call.
So Drexler with a charge up over the top of Roy Sparrow. Sparrow checking the body parts to make sure they're all right on the other end as he drove right up over the top of Roy. And it'll come back the other way to Miami again, still down in this ball game, 88-82.
Clyde can definitely glide, but that time a little thud there. But Drexler, boy, he works hard. He's got 12 rebounds on the ball game. Ron Rothstein saying we got to keep him off the glass. Let's get us some points right here.
Well, anybody scouting the game knows what that call is. Look out for the circle. Here it comes, and here comes Edwards. Right side of the ball comes to Edwards. Down the baseline, drives, deals it off to Thompson. A hammering slam dunk on the other side. All set up with a set play by Ron Rothstein.
And again, Drexler tried to come over the top of those screens rather than following Edwards. Gave Kevin a clear path down the baseline, and he found BT all alone.
Just under 4 minutes to play in a 4-point game. Anderson for 3. Long ranger, no good. Rebound comes off to Hastings. Had the ball nipped out of his hands, but saved it. Gives it off to Sparrow. Down by 17 points last night and 17 again tonight, and still battling to the end. Top of the key, Edwards. Takes it to the foul line, deals it right to Long. Long looks for a move down inside to Thompson. Thompson in a crowd, knocked away, stolen by Duckworth. Ooh, that one hurt. Into the full-court Porter. Cross-court to Drexler. Down inside goes to Anderson. Easy layup. 90-84. Miami now will take that timeout as they'll stop the clock with 3:18, and again a 6-point lead by Portland. So if they need them down the stretch here with 3:16 in the game. Left side of the ball, Sparrow beyond the 3-point line, guarded out there by Porter. Trying to keep the dribble alive. Inside, Hastings trying to free up. They get it to Scotty on the baseline. Back to Sparrow. Jumper on the left side, no good. A rebound out to Duckworth. So Miami, that again had a chance to come back in this ball game, tied it at 75. Stayed within pecking range, but now one turnover and now another one for Miami, and Portland has taken advantage of it. Drexler down inside, trying to get it to Duckworth over the top for a foul. It's going to be on Scotty Hastings. Hastings draws his 4th. With that, Miami gets their 4th team foul, and the ball out of bounds to Portland on the side. Clock stopped with 2:48 to go. Inbound comes to Duckworth. Duckworth along the lane left side. Turns, feeds it back out to Drexler. Down the lane, leaves it on the right corner, goes to Kersey. Set shot, no. Rebound comes off to Drexler. They'll hop back outside and use the clock. 2:38 to go. 90-84 Portland. Porter on the left-hand side gives it off to Drexler. Drexler on the move across the center lane. In the right-hand corner to Porter. 10 to shoot. He dumps it inside to Bowie. Bowie in a crowd. Gives it off to Kersey. His turnaround jumper's up no good. Drexler with a follow-up won't go. He goes after it again and again and again. Finally tip-off comes off to Long. Long with a rebound out of there. Trying to get it out in the forecourt to Sparrow. Sparrow into the forecourt to Edwards. Edwards down the lane. Through the center lane goes to Thompson. He's hammered and fouled by Duckworth. 5 fouls on Duckworth now. That's the 14th foul called on Portland. So fouls on foul shots, and every foul the rest of the way is again Thompson fumbling the ball momentarily, and Duckworth collided with it.
Well, Kevin may have been better served to take it all the way to the hole, but he was looking for his teammate.
Thompson down inside to Long. Saves the ball as he lost it out of bounds to Sparrow. Jump on the right side. It's short, and Duckworth cleans up another big rebound. Still a 6-point game at 90-84. 2 minutes now left to play in the game tonight from Portland. Outside with the basketball, it's Porter. Takes it on the left side, gives it off to Clyde Drexler. Drexler trying to make the drive over the top of the key, does. Deals it in the right-hand corner to Porter. A jumper from 20's up, he got it. Big basket by Terry Porter. Miami will take the timeout before inbounding the ball. They'll get it at midcourt after using up another timeout as they're now down 92-84. Houston 122-96. Utah officially wraps up the Midwest Division with that victory tonight. Into the forecourt, Miami inbounds the ball. Sparrow, deep right-hand corner goes to Hastings. He puts up the 3 out of the corner. It's short. Rebound, there's Kersey battling for it. Thompson also had a piece of it. It's out of bounds. It'll go to Portland. So the Blazers will hand the ball in an 8-point lead. Miami has to put the full court pressure on now. Kersey looks for the inbound. Now inbounds at midcourt. It comes to Drexler, knocked away, stolen by Hastings. He throws it right back to Drexler. Duckworth gets Hastings, and back the other way, Porter lays it in. Oh, what a turn of events as Hastings had made the steal, but Drexler stole it right back, and a big basket makes it 94-84. Edwards, cross-court Sparrow, three-point tries on its way in and out, no good. Poked out of bounds, last touch by Kersey. It'll be Miami's ball, 1:15 left to go in the game. With the inbounded pass. It'll be coming in, comes into Edwards. Edwards outside to Sparrow. Sparrow with the ball, cross court on the left-hand side to Edwards. The jumper from three's on its way. It scoops in and out, no good. Thompson battles for the ball, knocked away by Kersey. Sparrow with another three-point try, won't go again. Kersey with a save, throws it back in right to Hastings. Hastings puts it up and scores. 94-86 the score. Portland with the lead, 1:01 left to play. Kersey inbounds the ball to Drexler. Drexler in the backcourt. He goes back into the backcourt to Porter. Porter will try to come across the timeline with a dribble. He feeds it in the full court to Kersey. Up underneath the buoy. Back to Kersey. Driving layup. No. Rebound comes off to Long. Into the full court to Edwards. Edwards brings it ahead. Stops from three. That'll be short. Rebound comes off to Bowie. Bowie feeds it right outside in the hands of Long. The Sparrow. Three-point try. No good. Thompson fending off the ball after Long. Cross court to Edwards. He'll try another three. It's underway at the top of the key. It's no good. Hops out on the near side to Porter. Well, Miami certainly got their chances tonight. With 30 seconds to go, Portland brings it ahead, leading 94-86.
Well, Miami goes cold at the inopportune time, missing all 7 of their threes in their last 10 field goal attempts.
Rick Adelman still trying to figure out why Portland shot the ball so quickly on the other end in the first place. Into the full-court Porter. Right side it goes to Bowie, a three-point set. Got it again. And ladies and gentlemen, the door has just been slammed shut. 97-86, 7 seconds to go. Sparrow into the full court, drives all the way, dishes it off to Thompson, stolen by Porter. The clock runs down. 1 second, that's it. This one's over from Portland tonight. 97-86 as the Blazers will win by 11, but not before quite a chase down the stretch. Miami tying it at 75, staying within striking distance. A couple of hurtful turnovers.
But he was sleeping there. 13-10, Sonics by 3. Terry Porter. And Michael Cage in for the Sonics, gets the rebound.
You know what McDaniel wants to do is try to get to the box and shoot the turnaround jump shot. They get a good pass inside, but Ellis can't connect.
Still 13-10, Sonics in the lead. Anderson for three. Yes, Richard Anderson. 13-13 tie.
They set a lot of screens on the baseline for both McKee and Ellis, so you really got to try to be out into the passing lane and make them go back door.
Kersey finds Porter. And Terry ties the score at 15 at the 5-minute mark.
Steal Drexler.
And the ball out of bounds off Seattle and belongs to Portland at the 4:55 mark. Did Bernie like the call?
The look on his face.
Well, Portland fans, if nothing else, have to be pleased at Richard Anderson hitting his first shot. That's a nice springboard.
I think he also has to be, looking to get some two-point opportunities as well. They're going to play him for the three, but you can't become exclusively a three-point player.
Foul is on Caldwell Jones. Fighting for offensive rebound position. He gets his first personal foul. 3 team fouls now each way. 3 on Portland, 3 on Seattle at the 4:35 mark. We're tied at 15. X-Man. X marks the spot. 4 for McDaniel. Seattle leads by 2.
Good decision by Porter. Probably should have taken that one all the way. He left it for Caldwell Jones, who can't finish the play. But he had Cade up in the air, looked like he was going to score it, and then made the decision to give Caldwell Jones a chance. And that's when little men get mad at big men. See, because that'll be the last pass you get tonight.
Caldwell now with 2 fouls on the night when Portland is so short on frontline depth. They've got Johnson and Jones with 2 fouls each. Missed shot by Ellis. Rebound CJ, and Drexler is deep.
Yes, it was you, Caldwell. There's no one else that we can point to in that case. Jones pointing to himself saying, yes, I led you too much. The idea was there. With Ellis, you know he's going to get a certain volume of shots. So, you know, if he is missing early in the ball game, they're going to continue to go to him. They run a lot of offense for him. This time they come back to McDaniel.
McDaniel, it falls. Half a dozen for the X-Man, and it's 19-15. Seattle by 4. 3.5 to go, first quarter. Drexler. Tough roll. McDaniel with a rebound. Sonics can go up by 6. Steve Johnson will check back in next dead ball. Ellis. Here's Porter. Rebound McDaniel at the 3-minute mark. Low scoring game, 19-15. McKee. 5 for McKee. Timeout. Portland, 2:43 left first quarter. Sonics have their largest lead at 6. And it comes with 2:27 left in the quarter. 21-15 Seattle. Jerome. And the rebound goes to Dale Ellis.
McDaniel wants the mismatch, but he wants it in a different way. He doesn't want to try to beat him off the dribble. He wanted the ball on the box.
The ball deflected away by Clyde Drexler. Sonic fans wanted a foul. Don't get the call with 2:02 left in the period. Nice defensive play by Clyde.
Well, Clyde and all the Blazers are saying the ball bounced off Ellis's head, which it did.
Shot clock at 3. Derek McKee beats the buzzer. He has 7, and the Sonics lead 23-15. Derek McKee, second-year forward out of Alabama.
Right here, Portland has to have a hoop, and they've got to make a good decision as to who to go to. And in their half court, they really had problems deciding that. They finally find Johnson.
Over Michael Cage, Steve Johnson. First basket for Steve. It's 23-17. Sonics had scored 8 straight. By Drexler with 1:21 left in the period. That's the first foul on Clyde, and Danny Young will come in. The ex-Sonic will replace Terry Porter. This telecast presented by the Authority of the Portland Trailblazers solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Trailblazers is prohibited.
Well, Pat, you know, we've got this playoff race in the West, but in the East it gets a little bit tighter. From Boston, New York beats them 131-117, and Washington wins 100-98. So Washington just a game behind. They still have to win all their ball games.
It's 24-17 Seattle. Deflected by Anderson. McKee scores. 9 for Derek McKee. He's had some big games against Portland this year, including a career high. A minute to go in the quarter.
Well, he's gotten himself out of the box very, very smartly here, and whenever a player starts doing that, he starts looking at the hoop. Drexler rebound.
And they try again with Kersey, and Jerome scores. 6 for Kersey, 6 for Drexler, but it's 26-19 Seattle. Michael Cage. Back at him. Can't score. And they'll leave the ball with Seattle. 25 seconds left on the game clock, 24 on the shot clock, and Sadeo Threet replaces Nate McMillan, and Threet coming off of one of his finest games of the year. McDaniel fouled with 22 left in the period. It's on Richard Anderson.
Richard Anderson, his first.
Well, Threet caught the defense napping. Everyone was waiting for the play. He just made a quick trigger into McDaniel, made a hard move to the hoop, and Portland picks up the foul, putting him back on the line. One thing that Rick has got to learn as the head coach, he's got to be a little bit more animate and a little bit more convincing in his pleas to the officials.
27-19.
So you've got to get that cuckoo's nest look on your face, like you just flew over it and you're just a little off.
Well, they could give Ken Kesey a call in Pleasant Hill, see if he'd fly in. 28-19. Drexler. Spectacular shot by Clyde. Made that one up after he left the ground. McDaniel for Cage. Foul is called.
Drexler. And that's a problem for the team. They get into a position where they have to reach a lot of times to try to make a play. Cage takes a shot across the nose. You know, and that's a sign of a team that's just a little tired and flat when they start playing defense with their hands and their arms and not moving their feet.
(29-21) Sonics. And the lead is 9. 6 seconds in the period. Nice transition, and Kersey scores. After one from Seattle, it's the Sonics 30, the Trailblazers 23.
Johnson right at the basket.
Steve has had some big games against Seattle this year. It's 30-25, a 5-point lead. Sadeo Threet to Xavier McDaniel. Threet. McDaniel. Rebound, Derek McKee for Dale Ellis. No shot. 3-second violation, and the ball belongs to Portland.
Now the X-Man trying to get himself into position to get the rebound, camped in the lane. It's a turnover. Portland has a chance to creep a little bit closer, and for them the key will be not only their aggressiveness at the offensive end, but moving the ball, moving people quickly.
Drexler, line drive. Clothesline finds the post on the other end. Drexler has 10. The margin is only 3. McKee pushed off on Richard Anderson, and that's the call made by Ed Rush. Nate McMillan, number 10, and Olin Polynice back in for Seattle.
You see McKee trying to get the position, and they say he pushed off in the process, so Portland gets the ball back. Adrian Branch attacks the basket.
Foul is on Olin Polynice, who just came in, the 7-footer out of Virginia, his first.
Well, Branch has got a game that is perhaps what the Trailblazers need right now, an infusion of instant offense, and you're not sure which way it's going to go. Some days it's explosive and really ignites the team, and other days he has trouble getting started. He can get started very quickly here. It certainly would keep Portland not only in the game, but may push them over the top.
Adrian Branch, averaging 7.5 points a game on the year, gets a couple of free throws, and suddenly Portland has run off 6 in a row, and it's 30-29. Ellis pressured. Shot clock at 5. At 3, McMillan. Big rebound, Clyde Drexler. Blazers can take the lead. Clyde, and it's 31-30, and the Blazers have run off 8 straight. And Bernie Bickerstaff calls timeout. 10:04 left to play first half. Portland leads Seattle first half. Clyde turns it over, and here's Sedale 3.
Now they come out of that timeout, and they're the aggressors. They're now coming to full court pressure, and what Portland's got to do is stay with an attacking mentality. They've got a mismatch inside to Steve Johnson. They've got to try to score off of that.
Here's Sedale. Looked like Wayne Gretzky bringing the puck up the ice. Ellis. Wow. 7 straight for Seattle. 22nd timeout, Portland. Drexler easily by Dale Ellis. No help on the inside. And Drexler now with 14 points, a game high. Ellis, meanwhile, has 10. It's 37-33 Sonics, 8:40 left in the half. Ellis. Tap no good by Lister. Battle inside, and Anderson survives it and pulls the ball down. McMillan knocks it out. Into the ball game, Terry Porter for the Trailblazers. And he'll replace Adrian Branch.
When you can jump like Drexler and you get that kind of daylight, your eyes get as big as silver dollars, and he just drove that home with 2 hands.
I guess that's why my eyes always look like nickels.
Maybe smaller than that.
Terry Porter, 3-point field goal. 5 for Terry. All-time Blazer record holder in 3-pointers in a season. 37-36, 1-point game. Portland had one of its 3 or 4 finest games of the year here earlier. 3.
That's going to hurt Portland. Drexler picks up his 3rd. Thought he made a block, but that's going to get Sedale 3 to the line. And the lane opened up right here, and he does a good job of attacking. Drexler reacts a little bit too late. That's his 3rd.
Threat will go to the line. His last game had 12 points and a career-high 15 assists.
Adelman's got a problem in that he needs Drexler out on the floor because he causes the defense to react to him, and at the same time, he's got to get him out at some point here. 7:55 to go, because he's guarding one of their primary offensive players in Dale Ellis.
Only other guard who could match up height-wise with Ellis is Brooks Stepping. Porter. 39-38, 7:40 left, first half.
Now, if you're Seattle, you got to run a lot of offense in the direction of Clyde Drexler right now. Ellis has got to see the basketball, and if they don't, that's going to allow Clyde to be more effective.
Ellis hard against Steve Johnson. No foul called, and Portland can regain the lead. Danny Young. Lister saved Porter. No, Drexler. Finds Porter. Steve double team. Jump ball call. Jerry Sichting, number 14, will come in for Clyde Drexler with 7 minutes to play in the half. 7 minutes in the half. Sichting for Drexler. 1-point game. Ellis will jump with Johnson. Xavier McDaniel back in for Olden Polynice for Seattle. McMillan. .41-38, Sonics by 3.
McMillan stole the tap and then just pressured it all the way on the defensive end by making people get back. Scored the hoop.
Sichting. Johnson finds Young. Hook shot is off and the rebound to McDaniel. Ellis. Three-point try is off to Danny Young. 6:15 left in the half. Johnson. Offensive foul. Third personal on Steve. Jerome Kersey is back in.
You talked about that 10-year knowledge, and one thing that Alton Lister knows, Steve Johnson likes to find a body to roll off of, so he gets in the lane and then does a good job of acting, drawing a foul, and Johnson goes to the bench with his third personal foul. Kersey in the ball game, Johnson down.
All right, Derek McKee is back in for Seattle. Blazers now with Anderson at center, and this is a very small Portland team.
When you're small, then that means you have to be more active, you have to be more aggressive. And we'll see if the Blazers small team becomes that.
43-38. Sonics by 5. 5:40 left in the half. Porter draws the foul on the drive. It's on Nate McMillan, his second. Team fouls. Sonics with 3. Portland with 1. Porter in the act of shooting will get a pair.
We just got one of those calls from the coaches, and we'll find out what it means. 44. I believe that the Trailblazers are going to come back with some pressure of their own if he gets both of the free throws.
6 in the quarter, 8 in the game for Terry. A Warrior from Wisconsin, Stevens Point. Had a terrific year at the free throw line, almost 85%. And the margin is again 3, and there's 44.
There is a pressure by Portland, and we'll see how the Sonics attack it. If they go around the perimeter, then that allows pressure to really be more successful. Lister.
Now with 11. Steele Cedeo 3. Picked off a soft inbounds pass from Jerome. Moving on 5 minutes left in the half. Illegal defense call on Portland. Rick Adelman has 3 guards on the floor. And right now, the tough matchup, Steve, is Terry Porter with Derek McKee.
Well, they've got a couple of them. McKee is being guarded by Kersey, but then they've got McDaniel, who's also going inside. They get a turnover against Lister, trying to get to the hoop travel.
45-40, 4:50 left first half.
Now, see, it works the other way as well. If Portland and Danny Young take the ball to the basket, they're going to get some fouls against them. Porter goes inside, gets 2 more. Since coming back in the game, Terry's got 9.
45-42. Next dead ball, Clyde Drexler will come back in.
Huge gamble by Adelman. But Portland is in the game. They're only down by 3.
Remember, no Kevin Duckworth, no Sam Bowie. Kevin was strep throat back in Portland. Xavier McDaniel, 2-pointer. Foot was on the line. McDaniel has a dozen. 47-42. Anderson out of control. Bad shot. McMillan. Pretty play. Cedeo 3. Timeout Portland. 3:53 left in the half. Sonics lead is 7.
And this is a good chance for Portland to be aggressive and attack the basket. They've got Drexler in the game along with Kersey.
Seasting. Terry Porter gets his man in the air and nails it. And Porter now has 11 in the quarter, 13 in the game, and it's 49-44.
You know that they're going to come in the direction of Drexler against Dale Ellis to try to get that 4th foul at some point here in the final 3:15.
McDaniel His spot, his shot. McDaniel has 14, and it's 51-44. Coming up on 3 minutes. Anderson. Nice drive by Terry Porter, but
again, Porter decided to give it up. It almost turned out to be another turnover. Anderson scoops it up and scores. Now Portland is trying to pressure and quicken the pace. McDaniel over the top.
McDaniel. 16 for McDaniel. Sonic's lead is 7. 2.5 to go. First half.
They got the shot they wanted, but they had to no one react to the missed shot. McDaniel comes in and scores. Sheasteen.
Kersey. And it falls. I think Drexler. Kersey. Nope, Clyde Drexler, yes. 16 now for Clyde. 53-48. Blazers hanging tough. Defense swarms and the X-Man scores anyway. 18 for McDaniel. 55-48. We're inside 2 minutes. Ceasing.
Seemed hesitant to pull the trigger, and that caused a miss, and here come the Sonics.
Ellis fouled by Seasting. And Caldwell Jones will come back in for Portland with 1.5 to go in the quarter. He'll replace Richard Anderson. 57, Blazers 48. The 9-point lead is Seattle's largest of the game. Branch deep. And the rebound to Seattle's Dale Ellis. 1:20 left in the half. Alley-oop won't work. Porter, 3-on-2 break.
Branch kept it alive. Drexler couldn't finish. They get a tip. Goes off the hands of Michael Cage, but they're going to say it was Branch who knocked the ball away.
Jerome's three-point play brings Portland within 8. 40 seconds left. Blazer steal. Sonics re-steal. Blazers re-steal. And we have a foul. Let's pause here 5 seconds for station identification. You're watching the Trailblazers Television Network.
That was 1 of 2.
59-52. Shot clock 3 ahead of the game clock.
See, the Sonics have allowed themselves to be double teamed, and Portland gets a steal. Porter scores.
14 left in the quarter. Blazers aggressively pressure. No foul called despite the contact, and the ball belongs to Seattle, and Rick Adelman is anything but happy. He looks like he went to see that play they're showing in town, Steve. The Texas Chainsaw Manicurist. Honest. 7 left. McDaniel. And we go to the locker room with our score at intermission. Seattle 59 and the battling Blazers 54. Designated smoking areas.
and the Fred Meyer